Yes, thanks for staying with us. As usual, we promise you an extremely exciting and value-added show. This is Today with John and Helen. And straight to a few issues that caught our attention first within the week.
Okay,
Yeah?
so for 3 weeks, John, we've been trying to set the agenda for the year,
Yes.
you know, so that midway we can say we have made some progress. I don't know how much progress you have made, first of all, because we should be the examples, okay?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. I was asked the same question last week.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Okay.
And I remember I told Fumi,
That's,
who sat in for you,
that's,
that my new year starts on my birthday, which is September.
it doesn't matter.
So you're asking the wrong person.
Don't run. The fact that you started in September, so you started in September. What's the evidence?
I'm on course. I'm on course, Helen.
That's
so
very
the point I'm making is that resolutions are important, of course, but you don't have to set resolutions at the top of the year, the beginning of the year.
True.
You know, just pick a point, right? A convenient point for you where you think it will work for you. Do your resolutions. Have your plan. Yeah.
And it's as simple as that.
Some financial years start in July.
True.
Others start in January, depending on how your company is set up. So it's that model that I'm applying.
So I actually asked that question not to get you to give me any academic response, okay? But to let our viewers know that it is very, very important that on a daily basis, you know, the small activities, the not too small activities are the ones that make the big thing and give us success or not, and all of that. So that's my point, really.
Yeah.
I haven't done so well. No matter where I started, whether I started on my birthday, September last year, or I started in January this year. No, but it is critical. And we began the new year excited.
Yes.
But a lot of things are, you know, happening that we are not so excited about. You know, the school, the institutions, the centers of learning are becoming, you know, like a death centers rather than institutions, because we hear so many stories of children going to school and not coming back. And so heart-wrenching is this one of a 4-year-old beautiful girl somewhere in Kano, that the owner of the school, not just a teacher this time, but the proprietor of a school, abducts a young girl, a 4-year-old girl, and kills her for just 6 million.
Terrible. Helen, but that's life.
No.
Life is black and white. We will always have incidences. We'll always have these things, you know. So we shouldn't let that hold us from focusing on our overall plans and our focus for the year. I know how it feels, Helen. I feel bad too. Okay.
So do you have your PVC? Are you ready to?
I have my PVC.
Okay.
And I think I have resolved that this time, you know, I will take it a little more seriously, make up my mind who's going to be where, and I'll go out and vote. Because
we had a guest here sometime last year.
Yes.
And he was very angry with the way this country is, not with government, but with all of us.
All of us.
You know, and he says we have just become comfortable complaining about government, and we have the power to decide who is there.
We have the power, and that's in a PVC. Yeah. So we're saying, go out there, make sure you have your PVC. Go out there and cast your vote, because
when the time is right,
it counts.
It does count. It does count. And please let the 20,000, the 200,000, the 1 million, the 500,000, the bag of rice, the ashoebis, let them not be your deciding factor this time around. Please, let's take this power, you know, and go out there when it is time to vote the right candidate.
Yes, I'll be looking out for Helen.
I'll be there.
Governor.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Candidate.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's go on, Helen. Let's go on.
All right, I say amen to that too. You know, anything is possible.
Okay.
All right. So like we said earlier, today our focus is self-care. And we have broken self-care into you first. That means you count. That means you are the most important person. And are you going overboard? And then we will look at the body, the mind, the soul, and the spirit, how it all comes together to define who you are and how you can impact on the next person and on society.
And Pharaoh joins the show with her guest later. And don't forget, you have a chance to join in the work with our Cape Fit instructor, Dolly.
I'm waiting for that. You know, last week I was at home. I was
Yes,
watching the
so,
show
yeah.
from home.
Did you join?
I did. John, I'm not just talking, no. I did work out.
I believe you, Helen.
And it was good,
I
you know, it
believe
was
you.
good. So let's meet our first guest at this point. Atinuke Osilaja is a social worker. She's a youth mentor and a counselor with wealth of experience, having worked with young people for many years. She's the convener of Trailblazers Network, a project focused on helping young people discover and harness their potential. She's done this since 2011. Atinuke is the CEO of Palmer Pearls Limited. And Palmer Pearls Limited is a branding company here in Lagos, and they are doing so much. And we're particularly excited, John,
Yes,
that her focus is on the younger ones.
Yes.
Yeah, because we need to build this society, you know, for a better tomorrow. Thank you, Atinuke, for joining us on the show today.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Atinuke.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, Atinuke, I love your attire, your hair, the entire package.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I love your shoes.
Ooh, okay. You got me there. So now let's go straight to it. Yes, let's dive in, like we say. Now, could you tell us? We're talking about self-care here. So why is self-care so important to one's mental, emotional, and physical well-being?
Okay, so basically, self-care is about being mindful of yourself,
Yes.
taking care of yourself in order to be able to take good care of those people that you support.
Okay.
So it has to be you first. Take care of your physical well-being. So you will be able to help others. But a lot of times, people take the cart before the horse. They think more about people and they go until they can no longer go. And then they break down.
Yeah, so I mean, the crucial point there is that for you to be able to take care of others, you have to make sure that you are
focus on
in
yourself
a
first.
good place yourself. It's like what they tell us about safety. I mean, like you get on the aircraft and they say, in an emergency, take care of yourself first before. It makes a lot of sense.
Make sure you're safe first before you can reach out to the next
To
person.
others.
Yeah, because if you're not there, even the Bible says that if you have one coat, if you have two, you give one to the next. And you love yourself first, like you love the next person.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that self, you know, it's key. All right, so self-care, wellness, and well-being. Sometimes we talk about these three, and they're a bit confusing. They seem to us like one. How correct is this assumption?
Okay, so self-care basically is about, basically everything works together. Yeah, your well-being is about, it's a total whole. Yeah, so your well-being, just picture more like a circle, and then you have a pie in all the circle.
Yes.
Yeah, you have the physical well-being, the
Yes,
emotional, the spiritual,
Yes.
your mental well-being. Everything is in a
Within
whole,
the
within
circle.
a circle.
Yes.
So everything works together. Like that. So if you're okay physically, mentally, if you're deprived in a particular sector, then it affects the total. So that's why you say that self-care, wellness, because wellness is about fitness, is about your health, the daily activities you do to consciously affect your well-being. So that's why those three
This
they are
sounds, but they all come
intertwined.
together.
Yeah, they all come together
Yes.
to form a whole man.
Or woman.
No,
man.
Man is man.
Woman and
Man, woman, man. Everyone is man. You know, so we have the female
Yes.
gender, the
Yes.
female man and the male man, but we are all men.
We're all men.
Yeah.
It's like saying gentlemen of the press.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have women in there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's a good thing, it's a good thing you work with the youth. So I think this question, is something you should be able to unravel for us. Because for me, growing up, we're taught how to take care of our physical well-being.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, take your bath first thing in the morning, brush your teeth,
teeth.
blah, blah, blah. Make sure you do this. Now, at what point do we start to realize that it's also important for us to take care of our mental well-being? When does it set in? When does it dawn on us as individuals?
Yeah, as much as I can say that, at adolescence, yeah, but mental well-being, it starts from age 0. Yeah,
Wow.
age 0.
But you can't even...
In fact, right from when the child is in the womb, the mental state is already been formed. Yeah? Then when the child is born, the things that the children sees in the environment, if the child is in a home where the environment is sane, they start to develop from there. But at adolescence, we start to be aware of our mental state when we go to school, and then when they start to be bullied, these old things affect the mental state.
Yes.
When they start to see different people and then different occurrences, especially bullying in schools, all these things affect the mental state of people, and then of, where you're coming from, your background. If the home is sane, then the children also, it affects the mental state.
You're looking at the importance of the subconscious
Yeah.
when it comes to
The
mental state of the children.
Yes.
Because in a home,
Yeah.
if there is abuse, for instance,
Definitely.
the children pick it up,
True.
right?
Because they are unable to tell if it's wrong or if
right.
it's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They just speak what they see.
It's
They
an
pick what
act
they see. Yes.
because they are not able to differentiate between the two. When a child is born, the mind is a tabula rasa.
What's that?
That's that. It's a clean slate.
Okay.
So it's empty.
That's a French word. Or what?
Well,
Sounds like
so
Sounded like
they are empty, and then when they come in, they pick the things in their environment, and then that forms
load up.
that forms
They
their
load up with what they
exactly.
see.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we have to be careful, what we do
what
in the
we
presence
say.
of these young people that we're raising, because that's why everything that is happening today is happening. Because some people somewhere did not take responsibility of raising these kids the right way.
right.
Okay. All right. And that takes me to the next question. Yeah, we owe it a duty to ensure that we bring up wholesome children, because what we do matters, not just what we say to them. So now we're talking about self-care. Apart from concentrating on the well-being of the children, a lot of people are bothered about how other people perceive them. Sometimes, or a lot of the time, even much more than what they think or know about themselves. What is this person saying about me? What do they think about me? How do they see me if I do ABC? So we're talking about the importance of you first philosophy, like you are the most critical thing. Isn't there some kind of mix up here? We concentrate more on what other people think about us. Yet we're saying that we are the cocoa, if I can use that word.
Yeah.
How do you...
A lot of people always want to appear strong. They don't want to see, they don't want people to see them as weak. You know, so they want to shoulder all the responsibilities, even when in their inner mind they are down. They need help, but they can't ask for help because they feel that asking for help is weakness. Because they want to appear in a particular way, in front of the people.
Yes.
So they want to maintain that, that face.
Yes.
And then the people also want to be seen in a particular way, and they don't want people to say something negative about them. So they carry the responsibilities that they ought not to carry. So people need to learn to say no. And a lot of times people do not like to hear no. They like to ask for a hand, and then you're able to give them the hand, even when it's not in your ability to do so. So when people now try to, please others and displease themselves, and that's why for women especially, women do not rest. They put other people, especially when it comes to their family, their children, their spouses, before some women can buy a good bag, they would have paid maybe school fees, done this, done that, and all of that. And then seeing that bag, they would still think, oh, this can wait.
Yes.
Women.
Yes.
This can wait.
Which is why Helen looked at me, because she knows that with comments like that, John Senaya will tell you, that's feminist. Why did you say?
It's not just about women.
John.
Really.
That is the fact.
So they feel that this can wait. When it comes to you feel you can wait, but others can't wait.
Okay.
But we need to change the narrative.
Okay, we need to change the narrative.
Yeah.
And what we'll do now in changing the narrative
is
that we'll take a break. Okay?
All right.
When we come back, we will change the narrative.
Okay.
All right, so let's take that break. All right, so we're so happy to know that you're still there. And this is Today with John and Helen on PlusTvAfrica. And we're still trying to help us get started, for the year, to ensure that we fulfill our purpose, we find our purpose, and we get the goals, the proper goals set, so that at the end of the day or the year, we'll be happy that we started right. And today, we're looking at the importance of self-care.
Yes.
You first, at what point do you think that you're probably going overboard, trying to be you or trying to, satisfy the next person? And our guest, Atinuke, is still here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So for this second half, we have a few more questions for you. And the first one is, there are often moral, sentimental, social, and sometimes formal borders that surround self-care. Where do we draw the lines in these areas? Where do we draw the lines as we look at self-care?
Okay, so basically, we need to first of all understand the fact that self-care is not being selfish.
Okay.
It's just being aware that you are you, and this you also needs to be taken care of. And that there are times that you don't need to go. And you just need to withdraw.
Withdraw.
So that you're able to refire.
Wow, refire.
So a lot of times we need to know how to draw the lines.
Yes.
Yeah, so that, there won't be a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
What are the indicators? What really happens for you to know that you need to stop?
people start
And
to fall
refire.
sick. You know, they get stressed out, they start getting depressed, they start to get irritated. You know, you're getting irritable.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask, actually.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you. Now, do we sometimes drive ourselves beyond our own moral and physical abilities and capabilities? You know, if so, why? How? Tell us.
Yes, we do this a lot of times, and it's because of the expectation of others. We're trying to meet up with some expectation. You know, you didn't even give yourself, you didn't set those expectations.
Yes.
You know, in fact, it's even an assumed expectation. Because, in fact, sometimes you would even discover that people have not even expected you to do as much as you put yourself into.
True.
And then when you break down, these same people will say, but you didn't have to go
That far.
that far.
But what about perfectionists?
Perfectionists, see, there's a perfectionist somehow in every one of us.
Wow.
Okay.
You know, you just want to do it good. You want to be better. You want to do it better.
100%.
Then you do not know when you've gone overboard. Because you're trying to, you know, I remember when I was working and then someone, my boss, I was working in a company and my boss said, oh, I like this person. He has never called in sick. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is if you're ill, you stay at home. It's not a crime to say, I just want to be in my bed today. I'm not going anywhere. You've not committed any crime.
Right. You just
You are
want to
loving you.
Reset so you can refire.
Yeah, because it's just like someone who has been given a horse and a message. Then you wear out the horse. How will the message get to where the message ought to go to?
Yes.
So the horse is the body. You know, so if you wear out this body, then you can't, in fact, you do not love the people you're trying to help because there would not even be any help for them anymore. So because you love those people, you need to step down.
You know, a lot of the times people say to us, women,
Yeah.
take it easy. Because if you're not here today, the world goes on.
Sure.
Even the family that you're killing yourself for,
Yeah.
you might just find out that they're better off without you. God forbid. Okay? But they will find their fate somehow. You know? So you're not God to anybody. And I bring this up because I'm thinking we have been talking about purpose and setting goals. Now, the issue of self-care, does it elude us when you have been unable to find your purpose? Like, why are you here? And what are the things that you need to do one step at a time to fulfill that purpose? Because if you know, then you will be dogged at it and you will have the strategies, you know, and the understanding that there's need for you to pull back at some point. So, is there a connection, you know, between abusing self and not knowing your purpose and not setting the right goals?
You know, so self-care, part of self-care is actually knowing your purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, because self-care is more like a whole, you know, it's totality. You know, so if you're talking about self-care, we're talking about the physical, the mental, the spiritual state of a man. So all the circle needs to be touched. Your spiritual state as well is also in it. So discovering your purpose is also about self-care. Is also, you know, how do I put
It
this?
is embedded in that.
Is embedded in that. You know, when you take out time to find out, who am I? What am I here for? What am I supposed to achieve, you know, as an individual? And then you sit back to, you know, think about these things and, you know, get connected with your source. You know, it is self-care.
That's deep. That's very deep. It's actually set me thinking. You see, you first, me first. Don't you think it's a little isolatory? Don't you think it is? Don't you think it's selfish?
Self-centered.
Whatever, Me, myself, me.
And I.
And I.
Well, sometimes it's okay to be selfish. Yeah.
Really?
Sometimes. It is okay to be selfish. It is okay to say, no, I'm not going on that errand. It's okay to say, I'm not going out today. It's okay to say, I need you to help me. It's okay. It's okay. There's nothing absolutely wrong with you saying, I'm going out alone to an hotel and I'm just going to have my own time, and brood, think about my life, my destiny, what's happening, what's my goal for the next. That's how you come back and be a better person. But at that point, if you're not going out with the kids and all of that, the kids will see you as selfish, really. So you went to have that fun without us.
Okay.
But it's good. That is good, because if you do not do that to yourself, then there is no way you're going to be mentally okay, to even take care of those people.
So it goes back to what you said earlier,
Yeah.
that you have to know where the borders are.
Yeah.
You have to know when to say, okay, I'm taking a holiday now.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be seen as being selfish.
Even sometimes we beat ourselves, because we said no. But don't even try to beat yourself up. You have done the right thing. In fact, if you do not think you have done the right thing, you need to start to say to yourself that this is the best thing I have done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And really, you see, talking about this now, a lot of people don't like the yes, yes, yes people. It's like you don't know your self-worth. Maybe that's not the right word. Because it's like you're hypocritical. Because you can't always say yes now. You can't always say, I'm available, I can do this for everybody. You can't please everybody.
Yeah. So
at some point, you must be able to say, oh, I'm sorry. That I can do. I'm sorry. Maybe later. Maybe not right now. So we must be able to draw the line. And that's why we're talking about helping people so they don't go overboard in this issue of self-care and taking care of other people. I want to find out more about what you do. I'm excited that you're working with the younger people, because these things get more engraved in us and they become a part of us, if we begin to learn about them when we're younger. They become a part of you.
Yeah.
So talk to me about some of the sessions you have with the young people. Do you do talks like this, and how are they able to understand and pick up and move on with it?
Okay, so what I do basically is, we talked about purpose discovery. So I believe that if you know who you are, Miles Monroe will always say that, of blessed memory.
Yes.
So he would say, when the purpose of a thing is not defined, then abuse is inevitable. True. So what I do is help these young people to discover who they really are and develop, that's their God-given potentials. A lot of potentials are in these young people, but the truth of the matter is a lot of them do not have people to hold them by the hand to, say, this is the way. And even the scripture says that we should teach, our children in the way that they should go. Yeah, so there is actually a way they should go. So some of these people do not even, they have parents.
And there should be a teaching.
There should be a teaching. They've got parents, but some parents do not even know how to take care of, these people, to set them on, on course. So what we do is help them, and get them on course to discover their God-given potentials.
And this is not to say that us geriatrics have been written off.
At all.
There's still hope for us. So I'll ask Atinuke. Now you've talked about the youth, bringing them up. What about some of us who may not have really struck our purpose at age 65, going 70?
As long as
What do
you're
you have for us?
you know, it's not late at all.
Never too late.
Never too late.
Yes.
As long as there's life and you're living, you know, you can discover your purpose at age 80. You know, and the most important thing is never give up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep, you know, say our life is like an onion. You know, when you open a particular phase of your life and you thought that you're done, there's another phase.
Layer.
There's another layer that needs to be opened. You know, and there's another layer. There's another layer. So if you, at this point, you need to also look forward to another level. Yeah, basically. So
Thank you for giving us so much hope.
And talking about the onion, you know, the women do deal more with the onions and all that come with the onions. You know, the pepper and the watery eyes and everything that come with the onion. So I want to talk about women. John and I.
Go ahead.
Why are you looking at me like
You
that?
have 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds.
So women at the moment are homemakers. They're working. And for those who have a lot of kids and probably don't have house helps, they have to go to work, they have to take care of the children, they have to take care of the husband and everything. How does this self-care thing get effective? Say I have
10 seconds.
How do we practicalize it?
So women need to learn to compartmentalize their lives.
Okay.
You know, so, you know, because women, there's a way we think. We think about
Everything at the same time.
everything at the same time. But we need to also come back to say, wait, if I'm thinking about the children, I'm thinking about them now, and that's it.
Okay. So now that we succeeded in making it a women's program,
Not exactly.
I think we will have to let our guest go. Atinuke Osilaja, I must say that this has been really, really, really deep. I wish we had more time, you know, to talk about this. But please promise us that next time you'll be with us again to talk more about even other issues.
True.
Thanks so much for coming on our program.
Thank you, too, for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you, Atinuke.
So,
Okay. So that's been Atinuke, our first guest on today's show as we look at self-care. Right about now, we will take a break. When immediately after the break, we'll join the instructor in the gym for the Keep Fit segment. And after that is over, you will be meeting
Momi.
we will be meeting Pharaoh with her guest on today's show.
Yes.
Don't go away.